what's happened, where we're at, it is an interesting day. We are at the third quarter moon, and so that's the moment where we get tested to see what we've learnt from this Leo season. So when you think back to the beginning of the cycle, when we had the new moon and we had that objective of goal, and that was all about finding joy from the heart center, finding that joy of our own sense of satisfaction or something that bubbles up from within us, an internal joy. Uh, Today is always at the third quarter is always the test to see whether you've learnt the lesson. So the test will come is either will you step into joy and enjoy your day, or will you step back into something that drags you down and makes you feel less than joyful? And look, the test can come in any way or shape or form, but it does. We don't quite close off this cycle yet. We still have another week to go, so third quarter to new moon to bring us through. So the cycle just continues on to allow us to really land it into our body as opposed to so not just in our mind. So when we land it into it, we feel into it. So that's the today's energy, which is exciting. We'll do a little bit of strength work in that. Building resilience is part of how we do that, because when we don't have that resilience, then we get buffeted around, and we need to be resilient, strong in our sense of what's important to us, strong in our truth, and not being going with the flow. We'll go with the universal flow, but not going with other people's agendas, I would say. So yeah, that's I guess, the most important thing of the day. But I'll just briefly say about the what's coming, because we may feel like we've got a certain part of way down the puzzle, and then you sort of want to just keep going with it. You can keep going with it for another week, but after the third quarter moon, i.e. tomorrow or Monday, then there'll be a moment where a new cycle bubbles up, and it's going to be Virgo, and that Virgo is more grounded and it's more structured, more organized. So getting a little bit less about having fun and more about committed to being organized in our health. And that, I think, will come in to support, because it's an ongoing process. And so it's sort of like after the joy of Leo, the rubber hits the road in Virgo, and it says, okay, we've had a bit of fun, but we could have more fun if we were healthier. Now let's do some things that will make us healthier. And so we get a little bit, as I say, more structured and organized in our health journey. Its opposite is Pisces, which is the spiritual side. So very much, and I'll talk about that next week, but very much it'll be about, we're going to get healthier because we're going to be more connected with spirit, which is going to lighten our load. And it's going to be, I think that's, as I say, that's the powerful message that comes through after we've had the fun of Leo. And we've also got the equinox and eclipses coming in September, which shifts everything. So it's all like, if you think about, for us down in New Zealand, spring, it's like, okay, it is the traditional time to clear the decks and we'll start again, summer's coming. But it's the same in the Northern Hemisphere. It's like, okay, summer's over, clear the decks, winter's coming. So it's a change point. So, but we're not quite there yet, but that's what's coming. So enjoy the last of the Leo season. Choose joy without being too strict about it, and then it'll roll through from there. So yeah, it's an important day, really, in a lot of ways. It resets us for the next moment through. In terms of the yoga, everything that moves us around. So twisting is back on the agenda. As I say, we'll do things where we'll just hold a little longer. Holding strong is the resilient part of the yoga practice. So we'll do that. And energy is on the wane, but we've still got some, so we'll use it. All right.